I'll now show you how I use Bridge to sort, manage and delete my images. So for this I'll be using the demo raw files folder, and here we have all the images. When I sort through my images, I like to do this in a full screen mode, and it's possible, I'll just select one image, to enter this through just pressing the space bar. There's the space bar, and then we can use the left and right, so right arrow keys, left arrow keys, and we can just go through our images in that sort of mode. I'll just press escape. But a slightly more sophisticated way is to use the slideshow mode, and you can enter that by pressing Ctrl and L. And at the bottom here we can see there's a little bit of information about the image. We've got a file name, and we've also got a label that has been applied to this image. So I'd like to just show you how to set up this little bit of information here before we go any further. So press escape. Those labels and star ratings that we can apply are viewed in here under the filter menu or panel. Here we have a green label, and we can see that we've got one what Adobe have called a green label is what they call approved, but you can assign whatever sort of meaning you wish to these labels. And we also have star ratings, and if we just scroll through some of our images, we've got star ratings, and we can apply those by just pressing the number keys on our keyboard. But before we go any further, I'd just like to show you how we can set up the slideshow mode and one or two other little functions that are applicable to the way we're working here. I'll just drag that out a little bit so we've got a little bit more space there. Right, so the first thing, if we go to Edit, Preferences, and these are the thumbnails. Okay, so if we want to see additional data underneath each of these thumbnails, we can go to the Details panel here, look, and show Date Created, Dimensions, Keywords, Size, and each one of these can be changed into something you'd like to view. So if it was focal length you wanted to see, we can change it to focal length. Okay, so you have options to show you the type of metadata about the image in the little window there. Let's see okay on that one. Labels, we just go to labels. These are the labels that we're talking about here, and this is just Adobe's way of saying a red label is for select, but you don't need to. I ignore these meanings, and I just apply a red label to maybe a load of images that I want to use in a sequence, so I don't really follow their meanings there. But one thing is, require the control key to apply labels and ratings. Well, I prefer just to be able to press a number and apply a label rather than having to press the control key as well. So if I untick that, we'll see that the control requirement disappears. Okay. We'll just go to View and Slideshow Options. Now this controls the way the slideshow view operates. So if we went into slideshow view and we add additional monitors, you may wish to black out any additional monitors. You may wish to repeat a slideshow, an automatic slideshow. The slide duration, when I'm sorting through my images, I have this set to manual, so that all I have to do is press the left or right arrow key, keyboard arrow key, and it will move the image sequentially. If you are creating an automatic slideshow, then you can change that from manual to a set duration. Maybe every 5 seconds the slide would change. The caption underneath here, when I'm sorting through my images, I prefer to have the full caption visible, so I've got the information that I want. You could have compact caption, or you can have it off. So if you were doing an automatic slideshow, you may want to have that off, so you don't see a load of words, you just see the image. When presenting slideshows, scale to fit. I leave it on scale to fit. And transition options, you have a whole load of transitions here. And if you select, say, dissolve, you can then change the dissolve speed. However, I'll be doing it with a manual advance, caption full, and because I don't want to be waiting for dissolves and things, I'm just going to select that to none. Okay, and I'll select done now. But of course, when you're going to present an automatic show, then you just change these to how you want them to be displayed. Right, so if I select the first image, press Ctrl and L, we're now into slideshow mode. And you can see we've got the full caption visible at the bottom. Now, if I was to press the 1 key, this is the numeric keypad, although you can press just a number. If you haven't got a numeric keypad, just press the normal number on the keyboard, and that's the number 2. You can see that we've now got 2 stars, number 3, 3 stars, 4, 4 stars, and 5, 5 stars. If I want to get rid of them, just press the 0 key. So you can apply whatever star rating you wish. Now, normally my way of working is 1 star means it's fit for destruction, to get rid of it. So I think this is rather underexposed. It's actually been taken as a series of exposure 2-stop variations so that I can produce a HDR type image. Well, let's just assume that this is underexposed. I'm not going to use this, so I press it the 1 star key. Move on to the next image. Again, underexposed, 1 star. Move on to the next image. That's probably about right. Move on to the next image, 1 star. 1 star. So the idea is we go through all our images, and anything that's been assigned a 1 star at the end, I can select all the 1 stars and then delete them in one operation. Move on again. You can see this one has been assigned a label, and that is by pressing the number 6 key. If I press the number 9 key, I get a blue, a number 8 key, I get a green, and the number 7 key, I get a yellow. Okay, back to 6, is a red. And we can apply star ratings as well. So if I press 4, so we got a red label and a 4 star rating. And we can continue on through our images, maybe underexposed, maybe give that 3 star, whatever like that. So once we've been through all the images, we can then press the escape key, and we can view down here in the filter panel all the images, the labels that we've applied, and the star ratings. Now, the way we work with this is, say I want to delete all the 1 stars now. All I have to do is select the 1 star. There's 5 of them, and there they all are. 5 1 stars. I just press the first one, pressed Shift and the last one, and then press the delete key, and we can delete all the 1 stars in one operation. Now, I won't do that because I need these images for future videos, but you can see how quickly we can sort through images and delete them and put them into categories that we desire. I'll just deselect that 1 star. If you want to get rid of those 1 star ratings, maybe back to 0 again, those images are still selected, and from within this view I can still press the 0 key and those 1-star ratings will disappear, and you can see they've disappeared from here. Another way we can sort through images is by these other filters. So we've looked at labels, we've looked at ratings, but we've got things like lenses. Now this demo folder contains images for over many years, and just images that I feel I can use for demonstration purposes. But you can see all the different types of lenses I've used over the years. So if I wanted to look for, say, the 12 to 24mm lens, select that, and those are all the images from within that folder that use that lens. Now it's possible, if we go to the top level folder, or you might have a series of different sub and subfolders, and if you clicked on a top level folder, you can then go to view, and show items from subfolders. I won't do this because it will consume a lot of computer power and it'll probably kill my computer for a little while. But if I click that, then it will display every image within D drive. Okay, so say normally I'd have that maybe on all the pictures I've taken in 2016, and you could then select that top level folder and every image would appear in here. So that's another useful little tip there. So filters. The reason all this has collapsed is because we don't have any files to apply a filter to at the moment. I'll just click back on demo there. So we've got aperture. You can see all the images that we used a certain aperture on, and you could apply multiple filters to this, but I'll just deselect that now. We've also got a thing called collections. Now this is a carryover from Lightroom, and it's not very sophisticated, but it is a useful sort of thing to have if you're not using Lightroom. And if I go down to here and start a new collection, and I'll call this aircraft, and the idea is, I'll just go back to demo, we can drag images from whatever folders we wish into that aircraft collection, say that one there. Find another aircraft, there's one there. Say I might go to other folders and drag those images in, and we're not actually moving the files at all. The files remain where they are. We're just creating a virtual collection so that when we select that, all we see are the images that we've put into that collection. If we don't want the collection anymore, we can select it. Well, we can select the thing, press the delete key, and it will remove the collection. But it hasn't removed the images at all. The images remain where they were. We've also got a thing called Smart Collections. Now, for this one, I will select the top level folder. If I go down to Smart Collections, here I've already set up a Smart Collection. Now we've got the criteria. It's saying look in data, so that's the entire drive there. But we've got a load of options here: height, width, altitude. But I chose ISO because I know this works relatively quickly. So the ISO, and these following input boxes change depending on the criteria that was selected here. So I'm going to say equals, does not equal, is greater than or equal to 3200. Again, we can just input there manually the ISO speed of the images. So I want to find throughout my entire drive any images that were taken at 3200 ISO or more. So match if any criteria are met, or all criteria are met, include subfolders, which we do, and save. We could give this a name if we wish, 3200 plus, and you can see it's going through my entire hard drive, adding images to this list that were taken 3200 plus. So that is another good way of using Bridge to sort through your image, or to find images. So hopefully, let's just select that and delete it. I don't want it to be continuing for the next few hours. Okay, so we go back to demo. Yeah, so hopefully that's given you a reasonable oversight as to how we can use Bridge to manage our images, delete them, and organize them in ways that are useful to us.